And hello everybody, and welcome back to another live. Today we are doing some DeeRC products once again, and I just want to welcome you and invite you to join me, have a good time. Follow me if you want to see more RC stuff. I'm going to be getting a lot of DeeRC products to share with you. If you look on the little bottom of the ticker down there, you'll see the discount codes going by. And if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can look in the description and find the direct link to these products. And you can also see on Amazon the actual products as well. So, out is that. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go over, I think I have three or four products. And I actually went out today and got some footage of these things running around just out front. It's just been raining all day, so I didn't go to like a dirt place or a mud park or something like that, just because it wasn't feasible to do so. But I will tell you what I did. Live all by myself right now. Come on. But I did get footage of the DeeRC 9500E jumping off my roof and landing on the ground. And as you can see, the system was 0 damage. So, very nice. And this is more of a toy grade car. This is not necessarily a hobby grade. But we'll open it up, we'll look on the inside. It is four-wheel drive, and let's just pop the top off, see what you're gonna get. Adjust the music too loud. Thank you. Okay, on Facebook, how is that? Can we knock it down enough? Really hit or miss. I've been able to set the music at a certain level, and I did a couple lives and it was just fine. And then today I used the same settings. I'm still trying to get all the fun stuff worked out. Like last night I was sitting there thinking I was sending sound effects like this. If you did not hear the heaven sound effect, let me know. How's it sound, Savannah Bennett? Still loud? Okay, just about all the way down now. So how's that? We'll just go with it like that. Okay, so maybe we have the music resolved. Let me know if you can hear Santa Claus.
Christmas is here again! Ho, 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 ho.
Thank you, Santa. Did Santa help us out? Could you hear him? Anyway, I'm going to go ahead. We're going to undress this little car right here. We're going to take a look at the guts, see what you get on the inside. That's where the proof is. They all have these nice Lexan bodies that make them look like ultra pro cars, right? And this one is quite nice. I like the design with the spoiler. You got the roll bars. It does have the clear coat on it. I haven't taken that off yet because I tend to run it with a little clear plastic on it. Once that gets scratched up, and I peel it off, and it's like a redo. But sounds better. Thank you. Like Santa was in the same room. Yeah, I haven't quite figured out a way to turn all the effects down so they are kind of loud. Like this is one of my favorites. I'm still trying to figure out when and where to insert those sound effects. But anyway, let's get back on this little guy right here. They have the extra supports on the bottom for the plastic pieces. This is a Lexan body, so it's going to take quite a bit of abuse. You can bend it, you can see, and it's not going to crack. Where if you had like a toy grade one from Walmart, Kmart, somewhere, whoever sells them, and you hit something hard, that's going to break and it's done. It's gone for good, and you're not going to be able to find a replacement. And that's what's good about these little DeeRC cars, because this is technically a toy grade, but it's kind of in between the hobby grade and the toy grade, because you can get replacement parts for this. DeeRC offers a whole line of parts, and most of them are available on Amazon. So if you do break an A-arm, or if you break a shock or something, you can just order another one, and you don't have to replace the whole entire car. Right? So if you have any questions before I go any further with this, make sure you drop a comment. You can drop it on Facebook. You can drop it on YouTube and Amazon. And what I'm going to do is, after I go over this car, I took some footage today of this thing running around outside, and I'm just going to play that little short video for you guys. But let's dive a little deeper into the DeeRC 9500E. And the discount code, as I said, is scrolling across the bottom of the screen there. So enter that at checkout. Here's a battery. It is a 2S 7.4 volt battery. It is lithium, and you do get 2 of these with the car. Then looking inside the car, you can see you have a heatsink here and a heatsink here. These are both motors. This is a dual motor car. So how cool is that? Rather than have a drive shaft running through the center, you have a motor with a differential here, a motor with a differential here. In the front, you have the plastic outdrives or dog bones or whatever you call them. They are plastic, but as you'll see in the video, they are pretty durable. And let's see, you have the shocks. Now these shocks are air filled. They're just spring shocks. They don't have oil in them, but this car is under $80. So you really wouldn't expect oil filled shocks on a car that costs under 80 bucks. When you go around to the back, it's a straight axle. It's not independent, but you do have dual shocks. And I did run this through a little bit of water today, and I had no issues whatsoever. And it's actually pretty quick. I went through some really tall grass. I even jumped it off of my roof, which was kind of exciting, but I wanted to give it my own little durability test. And it did not land on the wheels. It landed just like this from 10 feet in the air, and I flipped it over and it just kept driving. So what I want to do is I'm going to share that video with you real quick. I'm going to pull it up. Just bear with me. And we're going to see some footage of this little DeeRC scooting around. I should have had this pulled up better. Okay, so it's going to give me problems with that. It's telling me the video's in the wrong codec. So we're going to have to ixnay the idiove, because I'm going to have to transcode it, I guess, and change it in order to be able to play. That would have been nice to know that my browser that I'm running my live stream from does not support H.265. So it only supports H.264. But what we're going to do is we're going to move this over to the side, and I'll just come back tomorrow and I will do this same live stream again, and I will include the live footage of this car running around, the 9300 running around, and I also have this boat. I can share this video with you. Now this boat is currently unavailable. This boat usually goes for around $99, but this thing does 30 miles an hour and turns on a dime. It is a beast, and I love it. And since I promised you a video this early, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go straight to the video and let you see what the boat can do. And then after that plays, then we'll break this down and take a look at it. I'll even put a battery in it and spin it so you can see how quick that little prop turns. So let's jump over to that little boat run.
All right, so here's the boat.
They say that it cannot capsize.
We're going to find out.
And look at there.
True to saying, it flips itself right over. Now we're going to get the controller. I'm going to try to hold the camera to drive this and steer at the same time. We'll see how this works out. And wow, this thing scoots and it handles amazing. This thing turns on a freaking dime, and it's super quick as you can see. Let's play a little bit more. Do a little adjustment to the steering.
But it says this boat will do 30 miles an hour.
Now we got it lined out. I mean, look at that turn. 90-degree turns. Wide open. I mean, I literally just drew a square with my wake in the water.
And that's the little DeeRC 2104. Now, like I said, this is not currently available. It will be coming back in stock, and it's not available because this is an awesome little boat. They just can't keep them. They're selling them too quick, I think. But we're going to go ahead. We're going to open it up. You can look in the back. You have your rudder here. You have a couple stabilizers. You have the trim tabs on the bottom, and you have a single prop. And all this is brass. The shaft is brass. It has the nylock lock nut on it. I haven't lost the prop yet. And then when you open up this compartment right here, this is the battery case. And so you would just stick your battery, which this is an 11 volt right here. You get about 15 minutes or so runtime off this. It's a 3S, it's the 2000 mAh battery, and it does the job for sure. I'm going to open this up. I'm going to let you see the inside of this thing because it's pretty impressive. It looks like a hobby grade boat. It is, if you can see on the inside. You have a brushless motor that's water cooled. You have the water cooling lines running through to keep everything nice and cool for you. See, up here is all your electronics, and everything is waterproof in here. Now, when I ran this boat, and I can show you a video of the breakdown, which I will in just a second, but I got 0 water in here. It stayed 100% dry. And another cool feature about this little boat is it's got this rubber silicone nose cap that comes with it. You can take that off if you don't like the look of it. But if you were running in a pool or someplace with walls, or if you're worried about hitting something and cracking the front of your boat, you just slide this little silicone cover on it, and it's going to protect the front of your boat. I'm going to pull up the video real quick because I like you to actually be able to see what I'm talking about. And this is when this is all came from my review video, and this is when I pulled the boat out of the water and actually pulled the hatches and covers off to show you after that run what was inside.
Okay, so what we're going to do is we're done with our little test drive. You get about 15 minutes of runtime on one battery. And we're going to open it up. We're going to see how dry it stayed on the inside. And perfectly dry. It even actually almost sounded like it had a vacuum on it. You can see inside the battery compartment, completely dry. So, 0 complaints for me so far. Just a very nice, fun little boat. Put all this back together.
But the DeeRC 2104, the super cool little boat, brushless, water cooled. You get a range of about 400 feet with this thing. When the battery gets weak, you'll get an audible notification through the controller. It'll actually start making like a dripping sound to let you know the battery's getting low. Plus it has the LEDs on the side and the back, and they'll start flashing. Let's see if I can plug this battery in, show you what I'm talking about. But I can tell you this much. I've never been an RC boat person, and this is probably the first one that I've actually owned. And I was quite impressed by it. I'm mad at myself for not getting a boat sooner. If I could just find the remote control for it. Leave it up here. Yeah. Sorry about that. Here it is. This is the remote that you're going to get, in case you're wondering. Just a plain Jane, normal remote. It's just made out of like a PVC. It's not that super frail, like ultralight plastic. It's just more like a remote. But you have the lights. You can see you have the red ones in the back. You have the blue ones in the front. And you can hit this button and you can turn the lights off and turn them back on. Now, like I said, if the battery is getting weak, these will start flashing to let you know. But what I want to show you is how fast this whole thing spins. We won't spin it for very long because there's no water running through it, but I mean, if you look inside, you can see the little brushless. It's an outrunner motor in there. Pretty cool. I like it. So that's the little DeeRC 2104. If you have any questions, feel free to contact me. Drop a message. I'm watching the messages on Amazon right now. If you have any questions about the 9500E, let me know. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions that you may have. And if I don't know the answer, which there's a chance of that, I will do my best to find the answer for you. Go ahead and put some of this back together real quick. So you can see it's super easy to break down. All these compartments have rubber seals on them to keep the water out. Like I said, I threw it in the water upside down, drove it around for 15 minutes or so, and when I brought it back, it had 0 water in it, which is kind of odd to me because every boat I've seen in the past, they've always had water in them after you ran them. But not this one, and it's quick. And you also get this nice little handy dandy stand, so you can put it on a shelf or whatever to show off to all your friends. It is a very nice looking little boat. We're just going to set this off to the side. I want to try one more thing. I'm going to try to play the video for this 9500E as promised in a different way to see if it works. If it doesn't work, I won't try to play any more videos until I change the codec on them. But I really wanted you guys to see this thing jumping off the roof. See, bear with me. Just clicking through all these files that I just downloaded probably an hour ago. Nope. Oh well, we're videoless tonight. So if you want to see the videos of these running, you'll have to come back tomorrow and we'll do that for you for sure. All right. In case you missed it, this is probably the newest vehicle that DeeRC is offering. It's the 3500E. It's more of a toy grade than a hobby grade, but it's slightly above a toy grade. It has this super nice, I can talk, I swear. It's got this super nice Lexan body with the roll cage and the spoiler on top. Got the really cool little artwork. You can see mine starting to get scratched up a little, but it does have that clear coat on it that you can peel off and just kind of like renew it. It's just a protective film on it. They do give you the Lexan bodies because they're more durable and they're lighter. And plus it gives you that high-end feel, because the ones that you get at like Walmart and Target and stuff, you can't take the bodies off of. If you crack it or break it, it's done. If you break something on this, parts are available, and most of them are available on Amazon, and you can just go find your part and repair it. So that's a really nice feature in itself. Now we're going to look over the front of this vehicle. You do have headlights in the front. It has, I guess we could put a battery in it. It's a 7.4 volt 2S. You're probably going to get around 20 minutes of runtime. Don't quote me on that, but that's just my guesstimate right now. I'm going to turn it on just so you can see the lights. And if you have any questions about this little fellow, feel free to ask. That's what I'm here for. I have the manual right here. If I don't know it, I'll find it. The on-off switch is on the side right here. And just like that, you can see the little headlights are on. And it's pretty quick. It is four-wheel drive. It has brakes. So, not bad. It's actually pretty quick. It probably does, I don't know exactly, but from driving around, it looks like close to 20 miles an hour, which is pretty good for a car that costs less than 80 bucks. And if you look on the inside, you know, it does have a servo for the steering, which is more like a hobby grade. It has twin motors. Rather than having a drive shaft running front to back, see if you can see it better on this side, front to back, you actually have two brush motors and they have the heat sinks on them, and one motor controls the front, one motor controls the back. So that's pretty cool in itself. You do get 2 batteries with it, and if you look in the front, it has the dog bones or out drives. Now on this one, they are plastic out drives, which is more consistent with the toy, but you also have coilover shocks, and these are just spring shocks. They do not have oil in them. You have the double wishbones here in the front, but if you turn around to the back, you do have the double springs in the back, but it is a solid axle all the way across. It does not have the independent suspension. So that's more of a like what you'd see in a toy grade. But this is not a $300 RC car. This thing is just under 80 bucks. And that's what you're going to spend at one of the big box stores, and you're not going to get near the machine that you're going to get with this, I promise you. And this is really, really good for beginners and people learning RC. You can turn the throttle down real low if they can't handle the speed. And I literally jumped this off my house today, off the roof. I'll be showing the video tomorrow, unfortunately. And it fell from 10 feet in the air and landed straight on the nose. And all it did was bounce. I flipped it over and it's fine. You see there's no broken parts whatsoever. So it withstood the roof durability test. Okay, we're going to move on to probably one of my favorites. And I just like this one because it's a small form factor and it's really great for just bashing in the neighborhoods. And this is a 9300. This is like a 16th or 18th scale 4-wheel drive. Now this one is more of like a hobby. I'll say this one is a toy slash hobby. Let me switch over to that one right here. This one is more of a hobby slash toy. This is way more on the side of hobby grade than it is on the toy side. And here's the little monster right here. And you're going to want to see the inside of this because it is pretty impressive. You can see I haven't peeled all the plastic off. All this will come off and make it look nice and new again. They suggest you peel that off in the beginning, but I just leave it on, and then when it gets all scratched up, I peel it off and then I scratch it all up again. But it is 4-wheel drive. It has the Lexan body. You do use the body clips. We're going to go ahead and pop those off. And this little car right here probably does close to 20 miles an hour as well. For its size, it's very, very speedy. And here it is on the inside. It does run on a 7.4 volt lithium battery. You'll get somewhere around 20 minutes of runtime. I think with the 2 batteries, you're supposed to get like 40 minutes of runtime. It has a brush motor with a heat sink on it. It is a servo steering. And all your electronics as far as speed control, that's all over here. And it's pretty water resistant. I was running this thing through a bunch of water. You can see all the sand and crap falling off of it because it was raining all day. And I had to go out in between rainstorms and put passes on these, which unfortunately I can't show you right now. But I will have those tomorrow, so come back. And if you're interested in any of these vehicles, just look at the ticker down below and you can see the discount codes for each vehicle. And if you're watching from Facebook or YouTube, you can look in the description and click on the links that will take you straight to these vehicles, and you can see the link on the bottom on Amazon. So take a breath. Let's get back into this. On the front, it does have the independent front suspension. It has the coilovers. Now, once again, these are just springs. There is no oil in here. But what makes this one different is the single motor. You have a steel drive shaft that runs the full length of the entire chassis, and it connects to 2 differentials. And from the differentials, I don't know how well you can see them, you have the stainless steel outdrives or dog bones. These are not plastic, these are all steel. When you get to the back, You do have the independent suspension in the back as well, and you also have the steel outdrives in the back as well. So what's really cool about this is fully upgradable. That's why dirt falling everywhere. But that's why I say this is more of a hobby grade, because it's upgradable. If you do break it, you can buy your parts on Amazon. They're fully available. In your manual, they have a full parts list and the contact information for the manufacturer if you need something. But you could upgrade the steering servo. You could switch just to brushless if you want to and put a brushless ESC in it and really make this thing quick. But it's just a really nice little compact car. It's super quick. It does donuts. It does wheelies when it's dry. It jumps. It hops. My 3-year-old has bashed this thing into trees and cars, and I've had zero issues with it. I have quite a bit of experience with this one, and I have no complaints. Hello, Brandon. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions, we're talking about the DeeRC 9300. We have the DeeRC 9500E, which is one of their newest vehicles that they just put out. And we have a boat. We know what boat means, break out another 1,000. But here's the boat. This one's currently out of stock, but it will be coming back in. This boat goes for around $99, but it does 30 miles an hour, makes 90-degree turns in the water. If it flips over, it rolls itself back over. And I ran it for 20 minutes or so in the water. It did not get a single drop of water inside. It has the brass shafts, the lock nuts. I mean, it's a nice little boat. I see a question. Can you try to sit on swimmers? Oh, can you sit on swimmies? Can you try sitting on swimmies while talking about your products for my son's birthday request and to help you gain new buyers? What kind of swimmies are we talking about? Probably the closest you're going to see me in the water is I'm going to do a live stream from a lake, and I'm going to stick that boat in there and we're going to drive it live. But who knows? You never know what tomorrow will bring. So anyway, this is a little DeeRC 9300. Nice little truck. It's small, but it's powerful. Perfect for bashing in the neighborhood, the front yard, the backyard. It's not like those really big scale ones that you need more room for, and they're just so powerful that you're pulling wheelies down the street and you risk damaging somebody's property. This is excellent for killing the boredom in your front yard. Okay, we are going to switch from the ground and we're going to go to the air. Let me find it. Oh, here he is. This is the DeeRC D23. And we'll see, Brandon. We will have to see. Okay, this is the D23. This is a little beginner drone. It lights up at night. It has propeller guards on it. It has a 1080p camera in it. It's a pretty nice little deal. Let's just take a quick look at it. Of course, all this stuff's already been opened at least once. I was out flying this today. I have footage of this. I can't show it to you because I put the videos in the wrong codec and my browser doesn't recognize the codec I used. So I'm gonna have to fix that tonight. And when I come back live tomorrow, I'll show you the videos of all these running. Brandon's trolling me. Can you get inflatable armbands? They don't make inflatable armbands big enough for these arms. Anyway, that's a joke. But here's the DeeRC D23. It does come with dual battery packs. You probably get, I don't know how much playtime, I'll have to look it up. But this is great for flying indoors or outdoors. It's got 3 different speeds. It can do flips. I have videos of the flips. I'll be showing those tomorrow as well. And it's just really good for learning how to fly on. It's got the full propeller guard. So if you do crash into something or somebody, you're not going to chop them up, cut them up, or hurt them. And it's good enough to fly outside. If you put it in a high speed, you can fight a little bit of wind with this. and get some practice outside, and it will maintain an altitude. So that's a very nice feature. I don't think you're a troll, Brandon. I was just kidding. But anyway, it'll maintain altitude. And what we're going to do is I'm going to turn it on real quick because I want to show you the LEDs. This thing lights up. Check this out. And when you first turn it on, it's going to flash because it's not bound with the controller. And you just push the controller up and down. And now it's locked in with the controller. And it has a button on here for controlling the lights. So here's the second light mode. Here's the third. What's up, Fishy Comics? How's it going, Ross? I don't check the comments over there often enough, I guess. Even when my wife, Savannah, asked me a question, I missed it. Yeah, Ross, I got video of all this stuff and fish. I took videos today in between the rainstorms of it flying around, and I took videos of the cars zooming up and down the street and jumping. I even jumped this little one right here off the roof just to prove how tough it is. And my camera recorded in a, I don't know if you know anything about video codecs, but it recorded in an H.265 codec, and I use StreamYard for streaming, and the StreamYard only recognizes that H.264. So I have to re-output all my videos and change the codec so I can show them in tomorrow's stream. Now, this is the final light up mode. It's just the greens. And then you can turn the lights off. So you have off, all on, alternating, and circular pattern. And fly this around your neighborhood at night, and your neighbors will swear that there's a UFO. What is going on? Are y'all seeing like a flashing, a green flashing or something? And then that's off. What's going on?
All right, so here's the boat. They say that it cannot capsize.
While you guys watch this video,
We're going to find out. And look at there. True to saying, it flipped itself right over. Now we're going to get a controller. I'm going to try to hold the camera to drive this and steer at the same time. We'll see how this works out.
look how quick this little 4104 is.
And wow, this thing scoots and it handles amazing. This thing turns on a freaking dime, and it's super quick as you can see. Let's play a little bit more.
What do you guys think about the 2104? Comment on that one. Like I said, that was currently at the top.
a little adjustment to the steering. Now we got her lined out. I mean, look at that turn, 90-degree turns, wide open. I mean, I literally just drew a square with my wake in the water. I'm trying to flip it. It won't flip. Oops, I'm dragging some trash.
See if we can get past all that.
Up way out there. I'd have to wait for the wind to blow it back to me. But we got it.
What I was saying is what the other one is. Grabbing it. The video's not playing? No. Yeah, I'm just going to wrap it up. So I don't know what's happening with my stream. It's falling apart.